R-A-W. What up? B-Ball Rant. B-Ball Rant. I want to see if you brothers are in here before I start going off. Woo, Lord, tonight, the conversation tonight. B-Ball Rant. Rodney told me that his schedule can't handle this right now because of the time difference. So where are you guys? Let me see if we're in here. Let me see if I'm broadcasting. I'm broadcasting. B-Ball Rant. What's up? Alexa, volume 1. That's my DJ in the background. Alexa's my DJ in the background. What's going on, man? Tonight, I'm gonna talk very long, but the subject, you know who this is. Take your mouth off that man. Take your mouth off that man. My new personal hero, my new main man. We talk about Kwame Brown. Kwame Brown sitting on the Iron Throne. Take your mouth off that man. I'm broadcasting on YouTube. I'm broadcasting in Facebook. And we're going to talk tonight about take your mouth off that man. I want to hear the comments. I'm here really for the comments, bro. I'm here for the comments. I'm here for what you guys have to say about what's happening with Kwame Brown. I'm going to wait till some of you get up in here. And I'm going to lower my volume so I can see some of the comments without having an echo. But yeah, man. Kwame Brown is on fire. Listen to me. Kwame Brown is the epitome of intelligence and street. He's a giant, first of all. He is very articulate. He is very intelligent. And that brother has 20 years of an axe to grind of individuals disrespecting that man's name. Disrespecting that man's name. Listen, I put it on YouTube on purpose because I really hope Kwame Brown sees this. Because Kwame Brown, you're absolutely right, brother. I'm with you 100%. Kwame Brown is letting these guys have it. Kwame Brown is taking lives, taking careers. Whew, Kwame Brown is unleashed. Kwame Brown is like, he's like William Tell. The brother does not miss. He is a sniper. He is shooting down, cutting down. He is putting people in check. He doesn't care about your mama. He don't care about your wife. He don't care about your platform. He don't care if you're a woman. He don't care if you're a man. He don't care if you're a rapper. He is coming for your throat. If you opened your mouth and said his name, take your mouth off that man. Stop talking about Kwame Brown. Anybody who's talking about Kwame Brown, they regret it. This second, you'll regret it. Richard Barrett says, Kwame Brown needs to fade away quietly into retirement. My guy is showing more fire now than he ever did on the court. Richard Barrett, they're not letting him. They're not letting him. Listen, Richard, if somebody was talking about you, dragging you for 20 years, they were dragging this man for 20 years. Kwame Brown, first of all, let's establish this. Kwame Brown cannot qualify as a bust in the NBA. He doesn't qualify. He doesn't qualify because he played for 13 seasons. How do you play for 13 seasons, make $63 million, and people are calling you a bust? How are you a bust when you lasted 13 years in the NBA? That's not a bust. When you make $63 million, 13, if that is a bust, I want Kwame Brown's career right now. If that is what a bust is, I want Kwame Brown's career. I want it right now. Any of you would want it. Any of you would want that career. $63 million in 13 years in the NBA. If that's a bust, sign me up. Sign every kid playing NCAA basketball right now will take that career. If you said, listen, I'm going to guarantee you 13 years and $63 million over the course of your career. Would you take that? Sign me up. They're all going to sign that for that. Kwame Brown is not a bust. Kwame Brown is what Kwame Brown was. He was a 7-foot athlete. He wasn't the greatest player. He definitely wasn't the worst player. But he's not a bust. He can't be a bust. The only reason they're calling Kwame Brown a bust is because who drafted him? Because of Michael Jordan drafting him, and they figured that, since Jordan drafted you and you didn't turn out to be a Hall of Famer, a perennial all-star, you're a bust. No, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. Is my computer fully charged? Ooh, boy, I better charge my computer. I better charge my computer. I see something about to happen, and I don't want it to happen. I'm charging my computer right now. Right now. Plug it in. Okay. Listen, let's talk about some of the things he has been saying. First of all, Matt Barnes, I don't know why. I don't know how Matt Barnes is not in therapy right now. I don't know how Matt Barnes is not somewhere like underneath his covers crying, like wrapped up crying. I don't know how it's not the case. I don't know how it's not the case. He calling him Becky with the good hair. He's saying your finger wave, little boy. He talking about his how Derek Fisher slapped Matt Barnes on his behind and his wife, and how Derek. Oh my gosh, listen. I was the brunt of jokes like that when I was in college, because when I got down there, okay, we're not American, so you get down there, these boys are snapping on you, they're going off. It got to the point where I was like sitting there like getting triggered. I was like, oh my gosh, he is murdering Matt Barnes. I mean, Matt Barnes was getting it from every angle. He didn't let up. And I had no idea Kwame is so quick with his mouth like that. Kwame Kwame is one articulate dude, boy. When it comes to snapping, you don't want to, that's the wrong guy. That's just nobody knew this. No, this guy been sitting here soaking stuff up for 20 years, and he snapped. He snapped, and he's not snapping crazy. He's snapping articulate, and he's coming for every single person. Talk to me about Matt Barnes. Matt Barnes, Matt Barnes apparently came back to him talking about he wanted to come find Kwame, but come find who? Like, this is something I need people to understand. Matt Barnes is my size, right? I'm not a small person. I'm a 6'7", 250 some odd pound, depending what I eat that week person. But Kwame's a 7-foot dude. Like, that's a whole different structure. That's a whole different body type. I saw one video. He says, "Do you know what it takes to whip a man like me? Do you know what type of work you got to put in to whip?" Listen, I'm not a pushover. But now stretch me out. Make me 5 inches bigger, 5 inches wider, 30 pounds heavy. No, man. Matt Barnes is he is definitely out of his weight category. You don't just go roll up on a giant 7-foot black man and thinking that's not gonna happen. That's a bad deal for Matt Barnes. That's a bad deal. You can play tough guy, Matt, and I'm not disrespecting you, Matt, but you can play tough guy with Derek Fisher, but there's not a lot of brothers that are gonna just run into a fight with a 7-foot dude who's big as Kwame Brown. I'm sorry, I ain't doing it. He has to really have done something to me, and Kwame has really. He has said some terrible things about Matt Barnes. I mean, Matt Barnes has a right to want to fight him, but as Kwame said, they said it was jokes. They said it was jokes. And Kwame is coming burning down their bridges, bro. Let's establish something from the get-go, though. And I queued this up. Kwame didn't say nothing about LeBron James. Okay. And so I want to play this just to be clear. He did not say anything about LeBron, but I want to make sure I got this queued up properly. Let's see. Let me see here. Come back to stream now. I want y'all to see this. Okay, because he's here. Let's see the whole thing here. Listen to this, and we'll go further in a minute. Here we go.
We got to stop having so many of these broken homes and needing so much help in these homes and then thinking we're going to solve something. We got to be stronger than this. LeBron, all these people that got their family structure together, I notice they'll never tell y'all to get y'all together. They tell you a whole lot of, they don't never tell you what they doing to be successful. And it start with your foundation. It start with your family. Not running in the goddamn street and acting like a jacket.
Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
I don't got no problem with LeBron, but I think he being used. I think his heart is in the right place.
Do you hear that? Hold on. I want us to hear that. I want to make sure you heard that. Did you hear what the man said? The man said, I got no problem with LeBron. Let's establish that. So so many people said that this was clickbait, that he never said nothing about LeBron. He did speak on LeBron. He definitely spoke on LeBron. He said he thinks he's being used, but he doesn't have no problem with him. And I want to continue his point, because his point is a very valid point. And I believe he has the right to an opinion like anybody else. But let's see what else he's got to say about LeBron. All right, hold on a second.
He need to start telling people how he became successful. I think he need to start telling black to get married to your high school sweetheart. I think he need to start telling black brothers to stay there with your woman and have women that act like Savannah, that staying quiet and ain't out here acting crazy and ain't got no scandals. That staying there raising them boys and raising them girls. You know, shut your ass up telling me chill, don't talk about LeBron. Do you hear the words that come out of my mouth? See, that's what's wrong with you. You think somebody better than God. Come on, don't talk about this person. I'm not talking about this. I can give my advice. What do you mean? So
that's what the man said. The man said he can give his advice. That's what he's giving you. He's giving you advice. That's what he's giving you. Kwame Brown is giving you advice. And he's saying, listen, LeBron is always running. If I continued it, he would say LeBron is always running behind these social justice type of issues. He said LeBron should stay in the lane of what has made him. His foundation is his family. That's all the man said. He's not, don't put it on me. Because I know some of y'all guys, you want to be apologists for LeBron all the time. The man is just saying LeBron's foundation is his family. Kwame's foundation is his family. That man's loyal to his family. That's why he's coming for people, right? People talking about his family, and he didn't like it. I got another clip for you. I'm going to remove this one. But I got another clip for you. I want to show you, what else has gotten under Kwame Brown's skin from the very beginning. And for those who don't even know the issue or know what's happening, I want to let you know. I want to show you what's taking place. Hold on. And what people are saying. Okay. Let me open it up for us. And hold on. Here we go. Yeah. Here we go.
NBA draft. Kwame Brown never lived up to the expectations of a top pick, but he stuck around in the league until 2013. Former NBA players Gilbert Arenas, Matt Barnes, Stephen Jackson were critical of Brown's career on a recent podcast, leading Kwame to release a statement of his own back at them on his YouTube channel. Take a listen.
Their entire life to get to a point to where most men only dream about it. I think you guys need to focus and channel that energy on some more real problems. So y'all miss me with all that. Whichever one of you paying you to come at me, this here one, you better go find you something better to do.
Shannon, what is your reaction to Kwame's thoughts?
Skip, I'm gonna keep it on the court. All that other stuff, when they got personal, that's a little bit too much for me, and I don't want to partake into that. They said what they said. I wish they would have never got to that. You want to critique someone's play, critique someone's play. I agree with what Skip. I think Kwame has some very valid points, Skip. And I think the thing is, Jordan's style worked really well with grown men. But that's not what he was getting with Kwame. He was getting a 17-year-old kid straight out of high school, kid, Skip. And for me, I don't understand. That would be the equivalent of Fox hiring me 5 years ago. And my boss is telling me, man, you ain't nothing. You tell me, man, we about to go off the air. With you, I don't even know why we signed you. I wish I could get rid of you. If you constantly beat someone's confidence down, Skip, he's 17. That's not a 25-year-old. He's 17. It was reported one of the reasons Abe Polian, rest his soul, fired Michael Jordan. He did not like the way he talked to the player. He did not like the way he treated the player. He felt it was unnecessary. He said, you know what? I'm the one person you can't talk to it.
Come on now. Come on now, Uncle Shannon. Uncle Shannon says, listen, they fired Mike. They fired Mike. Because Mike, first of all, Mike drafted him. And Mike didn't help that boy. He didn't build up Kwame Brown. Kwame Brown, 17 years old, make it to the NBA. How is that a bust, bro? How is that a bust when you're 17 years old and you're getting drafted by Michael Jordan to get to the NBA and you last 13 years and make $63 million? Stop this, man. Listen, Kwame Brown was an easy target for years. He wasn't saying nothing. It was easy to throw shade at Kwame Brown, but they had no idea. They woke up a sleeping dragon, and he's not playing. It's Game of Thrones right now, and he's the dragon. Okay, he's the dragon. He is breathing fire on everybody right now. And guess what? Kwame's building a platform. Kwame's not stupid. He's like, listen, no, you ain't calling me and tell me I got a platform now. I got a platform now. No, you're not. Unless you're going to call me and tell me how this money is put together, because they know now. Ooh, you got to. If you can put Perkins on a television show, you definitely can put Kwame Brown on 12. If you can put Chris Webber on television, you definitely can put Kwame Brown on television. That man has a voice, and that man should be listened to. Somebody should be listening to Kwame Brown. Oh, let me make sure my thing is plugged in here. Okay, you might go out. I'll make sure I'm plugged in. Okay. So somebody talk back to me. I want to hear what you got to say. Kwame Brown needs to fade. Well, I already read this one out. Talking about Kwame Brown needs to fade away and go quietly into retirement. Kwame Brown been in retirement, bro. Kwame Brown been in retirement since what, 2014? Kwame Brown Kwame Brown, it's not his fault that people are calling his name. And anybody call my name, they're going to get an answer from me too. And they're not just calling his name, they're disrespecting his family, saying all his family are murderers and all kind of stuff. They're going too far. So the guy's not going to stay quiet. And he has no right. He doesn't have to stay quiet. He has a right to defend himself. And to me, it's terrible what folks are doing. It's horrible what folks are doing. They should have left that guy alone a long time ago. But now that they didn't want to take their mouth off that man, Kwame Brown sits on the Iron Throne. Don't play with him. Don't mess with him. Let me see what you guys got to say here. Y'all ain't talking, eh? I call him the Punisher. That's his name. The Punisher. Two others are watching. Yeah, Camille, he has all the right to speak. After all these years of saying nothing and being dragged, every time people brought up a bus conversation, they brought up Kwame Brown's name. Man's quiet, man's saying nothing, right? And the thing is, some of these people are his friends that are calling him out. Like he went for Steven Jackson. He knows Steven Jackson. He knows Gilbert Arenas. Gilbert Arenas got his number, right? These guys shouldn't be putting their mouth on people like that, because when you really analyze it, the guy's not a bust. Like, there's people who qualify to be called a bust, but a dude who plays in the NBA for 13 years and makes $60 million is not that doesn't qualify to be a bust. That doesn't qualify to be a bust. We have Jamal McGlure, who is a Canadian, right? My boy Jamal McGlure, he didn't average a whole lot of points. He made about $50 million in the NBA. I'm not sure how many years he lasted. Him and Kwame probably have comparable records. And Kwame Brown, apparently, he played 50% of the games he started 50% of the games he played it, right? So, I mean, Jamal McGlure is an all-star. He was an all-star once. Nobody's calling Jamal a bust. I don't think Jamal averaged, over the whole course of his career, somebody can look it up. I don't think he averaged over like 7 or 8 points. Right? Nobody's calling Jamal McGlure a bust. I know he wasn't a number one pick like Kwame Brown was a number one pick, but it's unfair is all I'm saying. Like Jamal McGlure had a very successful NBA career. He did what he was drafted to do. To me, Kwame Brown, they put expectations on Kwame Brown that they had no business to. 17 years old, no development. Like, yes, he's a big body, but the boy lasted 17 years in the NBA, 13 years in the NBA. Like, no, it's too much. The things that they've been saying about him, honestly, and I'm only saying it now because it's like I'm comparing the argument. I'm comparing what people have been saying and how Kwame is coming for them. He goes, listen, they're killing black men here in the media. You guys are being paid to say negative things about black men. That's what he's saying. Because you guys don't know my history. You guys don't know I'm from the projects. I used to walk with no shoes. You guys don't know the rags to riches story and what I had to go through. And you guys are killing me, and with no regard for him, like with no regard. Let me see if I think it did. I think that did show. Yeah, Kwame told people, listen, keep your mouth off me, man. I think I had that queued up already. Keep your mouth off me. Gilbert been quiet since he opened up his mouth. Exactly. Gilbert needs to shut up because Gilbert knows. That's why Kwame in the last video, the video I posted in the B-Ball Rant group, for those who are on YouTube, come on Facebook. We got an amazing basketball group called B-Ball Rant. But I posted in there today a video of Kwame's recent video and one of the clips I played today. And he said, Gilbert, you probably there laughing your behind off because Gilbert shut up and said, I ain't saying no more. I ain't saying no more. And Kwame ain't coming for him. And he's coming for Matt Barnes. He said, Matt Barnes, I don't know you and I don't like you. And you had no business even opening your mouth. You should have sat there quiet. So he looks and talks like he can throw hands. Kwame Brown is not a little man. You know Kwame Brown is big as Shaquille O'Neal, right? Like not necessarily after play Shaq, but Kwame Brown easily 7 feet tall, probably 290, 300 pounds. Like he's a big person. That's a big dude. I'm not fighting. I'm not insulting Kwame Brown. I'm not insulting Kwame Brown if I'm on the other side of an ocean from him. I'm not. I'm not picking no fight with Kwame Brown in a YouTube era where people can get your information, know your face, and show up at your house. That man's a multi-millionaire. He can show up at my house like for no reason. Those guys got to be crazy, right? And then trying to make it into, oh, we can have a boxing match about it. That's not a boxing match. He said it straight. He said the stuff that I said about you, and speaking of Matt Barnes, who he called all kind of names, call him Becky with good hair, finger wave having so-and-so, like all kind of stuff. I'm not going to repeat it, right? He said, the stuff I said about you, no man, no, and using expletives, no black man would show up on the internet. That's something you come to someone's house. I called you out. I wanted you to come to my house. I wanted you to show up on my street, right? I wanted you to, because he was like, I was drawing you out, but now you're talking about the internet. So if he's anything, he is a master of manipulation. Like he's sewing this thing up. He has got their platform shook. He must have the executives of those particular shows concerned. Do we cancel Matt Barnes? Do we cancel Charlemagne the God? He went after Charlemagne. Do we cancel Jameel Hill, or however you say her name? Or do we give Kwame his own show? Like, what do we do here? Because this guy is shaking up the internet and he hasn't been on it for a week. He hasn't been on it for a week. And the basketball community, like YouTube has already shut down one of his accounts. Boom, he got a next one. And this guy's broadcasting from his bed. He's not even putting up he doesn't have even a sophisticated a platform as what I'm doing here with the little flowers in the background of the picture. Kwame is in his bed with a do-rag on, slaying, killing folk. Woo! Nah, man. So I want to hear what y'all got to say, man. I want to hear what you got to say, because Kwame Brown is not a joke at all. He is a force to be reckoned with. I tell you right now, nobody will be opening up their mouth on Kwame Brown. I tell you that right now. Matt Barnes, and he said to Matt Barnes, he goes, you tell me when you want him to stop. Say uncle. You tell me when you want the jokes to stop. And laugh. He says, I can do this all day. I can do this in my sleep. And I believe it. This guy's doing this unscripted, no teleprompter, no producer putting points in his ears. He is cutting throats, period. And he's cutting it in a way where you think he's going too far, and then he scales it back and says, thank you, ma'am. Like he goes to the point where you think, oh, dude just lost it. But then he brings it back and says, no, I didn't. I just wanted you to know how serious I was. And then he starts talking again. There's one moment, I think, one of his children, I think, comes into the room, and he switches into, yeah, have a nice day. Go, you see how fast I can go from hood to nice? Man. So, yeah, Kwame Brown is definitely that dude. And I wouldn't want him as an enemy. And I'm not talking about a physical interaction. I would not want Kwame Brown to have any bit of my information and to come on social media talking. I would not want it because dude is blazing people. He's blazing up people. Okay. Steve McGregor says, yo, he looked like he can throw hands. Yeah. He looks like he can throw hands. He looks like he can throw hands. Listen, it's quiet, real quiet. And yeah, I'm not playing with him. I'm not playing with him. I ain't picking a fight with him. I ain't doing anything that looked like anything aggressive is coming in this direction. I'm not. I made sure that even as I post this on YouTube, Kwame, I'm on your side, bro. I'm on your side. I'll be the co-host. I'll get you coffee. That man needs to have his own podcast, and it should be something like Kwame Brown, unscripted, uncensored. Here we go. The Punisher. Take that title, Kwame. Kwame Brown, unscripted, uncensored. The Punisher. Here we go. Cue the music. Because that dude is on fire. He's on fire. He's got a social justice platform. He's got a positive black spin on it. He's talking about the kids. He's talking about foundation for the family. He's talking about the oligarchs that are controlling the media and how the media is built to break down black men. He's talking about how black women control things right now and have the capacity to actually stop some of this scenario because he said black women have never been stronger in this generation. You've never been stronger. You run the world. If you want stuff to stop, you can do it all by yourself. He's talking about the choices even some black women make to stop marrying these rappers. They don't want you. They don't want your child. Stop marrying these ball players. Find your high school sweetheart. Stop looking at a man as a come up and seeing and falling for a man for love. Like, whoa, Kwame is breaking some stuff down. It's Dr. Kwame, it's Pastor Kwame, and it's Kwame from the corner. He's giving it all, baby. He's giving it all. If you really listen to him, hey, I'll say it. Travis, I'll let you say it, baby. I'll let you say it. Kwame Brown is what? Cold-blooded. Cold-blooded. Man, some of the stuff he said hurt my feelings. He wasn't even talking about me. You ever had a dude who verbally assassinates you? And sometimes this happens to us from women. But is that my song? Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I'm going to finish my point. Alexa, maximum volume. You all know this track? You know what this is? This is Big Daddy Kane. That's what Kwame is. Alexa, pause the volume. Alexa must be a black woman. Alexa, pause volume. Listen.
I'm not sure.
Alexa, pause music. Now, listen, Kwame Brown. Alexa, pause music. Kwame Brown is that dude who he's bigger than you and he can whoop you, but he can also tear you to pieces verbally. So you have no recourse. He's just cussing you out, telling you about your business, telling you your head is too small, and your mouth is too big, whatever. And then you can't even whip him because he's too big. So it's like a lose-lose. It's like a complete lose-lose. It's like, well, I can't do anything about it. I can't whoop him. I can't beat him up. I can't do that. You got to call a number for the volume. Yeah, you're right. I just told her to be quiet. That's all I thought. Alexa's supposed to behave her doggone self. Yeah. So anyway, he looks and talks like he can throw hands. Cold-blooded. Yeah, man. Come on. Is that all you got to say? Anybody want to come on? Somebody want to come on? I'll send you an invite right now. If you want to come on, I'll send you an invite to your Facebook, and you can come on. I'm going to give you a couple of minutes. Alexa, resume the music. She don't listen. Big Daddy Kane. Alexa, volume 2. I'm listening, Trevor. Listen, man. I think that's it then. If y'all leaving, if y'all ain't saying anything, I'm just trying to tell you. Listen, this Kwame Brown thing, it's not over right now. And I think I'm hoping that some media sources, and not the regular ones. In fact, pause that. First Take would be perfect for him. Who should be his co-host though? That's the question. Who would be a good co-host paired? But I need Kwame to be raw. I need Kwame to be coming for necks, coming for throats. And it has to be somebody who's saying, listen, all of our competition over there, I want to take them all out. And so Kwame's job, in my opinion, should be to come for all those fake media sources. Stephen A. Smith don't want to talk about Kwame Brown. Stephen A. Smith, man, Kwame is your antidote. I don't know if anybody heard a response that Stephen A. did to Kwame, but I'll tell you right now, if he said a word, he said too much. He said too much. Don't mess with that man. Leave that man alone. Leave that man alone. So, yeah, man. You answer this text message. Let me see what y'all got to say right here. Nothing. Y'all ain't got nothing to say. All right. So I'm coming off this. It was short. I got stuff to do. I came on for half an hour. I had to come on. I wanted to really come on with Spivey and us to chop it up together. You know, I need some energy with me. So maybe the next one, Jamar Hill, next time we're gonna figure something else out too and come on. But yeah, let me see what Uncle Shannon says at the end here. Let's finish this off. I want to hear what Uncle Shannon finishes when he says this, and we'll see, and we'll take it home from here.
Any kind of way, I control the reins. You're up out of here. I do. I'm not saying that Kwame Brown maybe would not have been an All-NBA or an All-Star, but I believe had Jordan not beat his confidence down so much, it doesn't matter, Skip. We've seen some people you can beat an animal's confidence down, be a dog or whatever the case may be, and then someone else gets the dog and lifts him up, and it's a different animal. Well, I believe if somebody else would have gotten Kwame Brown, Kwame would have been a different animal. I'm not saying he's going to be All-NBA. I'm not going to say he's going to be Shaq or anything of that nature, Skip. But he already had pressure. The first high school player ever selected #1 overall. Immense pressure coming out of high school. I was in Baltimore, Skip, when they took this kid in 2001, #1 overall. And because they had Jordan also, everybody was flocking on the team. Going to see, man, I ain't going to. I got to rest, bro. I got to play football. So, Skip, I do believe Kwame would have been a better player had he not gone to Jordan first. And Jordan had to beat his confidence down because that's what Jordan did. Jordan beat a lot of guys' confidence down, and he was saying they wanted Elton Brand. They really drafted me to trade to the Bulls for Elton Brand. Abe Foley vetoed the trade. I believe there's some validity to that, Skip. It's hard for me to get. I don't know why Mike would do this. Why would you select the guy and then beat him down in the process when you're going to need the guy to help you win? But that's the thing about leadership, Skip, is that the thing that you got to understand, what can I say to get the best out of him? Do I need to kick him in the butt? Do I need to praise him? Do I need to put my arm around him? Do I need to tell him a joke? What is it? And the really good leaders, be it coaches or whatever, military, whatever it is, Skip, find that. Because you can't coach everybody. You can't lead everybody the same.
Right.
Because everybody isn't the same. But I think Kwame Brown has a lot of valid points in what he's saying. He's right, Skip. In as terms of life being where you can't even play the captain. Brother Georgia, which is about 90 minutes from south of where I grew up. Now I'm 95.
Charleston, South Carolina.
He went to high school in Glen Academy. I know exactly where it is. Yep. I believe he would have been better. Maybe he's 10-5. Maybe he's 13-8. But I believe he'd have had a much better career if his career didn't start with Michael Jordan. That's just me personally.
I co-sign what you just said. Now back to your original statement. You didn't love the personal shots.
Right.
Obviously, Kwame chose to take the lowest road, not even a middle ground road. Yeah. And he got deeply, seriously personal with his shots.
He cut throats.
I'm going to give him a pass for that. Because this man suffered the way very few players have suffered.
Of course.
He became everybody's favorite target.
He did. He
For
was last
years
year.
and years, he was a punchline in this league.
See what I'm talking about? So this stuff is not a joke, man. Hold on, let me see Skip's. I want Skip to finish his point.
You know how hard it is to live with that? I don't know that I've ever seen Kwame Brown speak in public
I
until
haven't.
this.
Never.
And I liked him. I liked him a lot.
Yeah.
I thought he was sometimes unintentionally funny, but he was insightful.
Right.
He knew what he was talking about.
Right.
I started thinking maybe you should do a podcast because I would watch.
That's me
I would
too.
listen. I would. He's interesting to me.
Yeah.
He really knows what he's felt.
Right.
So, look, we know Steven Jackson
Yeah.
on the show occasionally. We know Matt
Matt
Barnes
Barnes, yeah.
on the show occasionally. We
Yep.
like him.
Yes.
But obviously, there's, if I can paraphrase the old biblical expression about be careful about throwing stones if you live in a glass house.
Right.
Well, obviously, those two plus Gilbert, they've occasionally lived in a glass house. We get that.
Right.
So you can throw those stones back, and he threw them back as hard as he
Right.
could. Maybe broke a little
Right.
glass.
Right.
Okay, now back to his point. He was not what you would classify as a bust.
No,
12 years in the National Basketball
That's right.
Association. That's pretty great.
Yeah.
As he said, I was able to buy my mom a house on a golf course. He did, right out of high school at 17. He bought his mother a home on the golf course. Good for him.
Yeah.
And he didn't score a lot of points or average a lot of rebounds, but he did
6 and 5.
but he did play in 18 playoff games, and in those playoff games, he averaged 9 and 6, which is respectable.
Right.
absolutely. Double
Played
digits in any
alongside
league.
some pretty good players, one the late great Kobe Bryant.
And it wasn't like Skip, they was running the offense through him.
Exactly.
So basically, we throw you a lob and you get it and put it back and done.
Okay, so what do I always tell you about my guy, Michael Jeffrey Jordan? To me, he is unquestionably the greatest player ever. You disagree, but I
Yes,
stand by what I
absolutely is.
say. And yet, he is also proven to be the worst picker of talent in the history of this league as the owner and
Can't
operator
argue with
of the
this.
Charlotte franchise. He's just been pathetic because I can't even begin to defend it.
Mhm.
In 14 years going into this, but before this playoffs, in the 14 previous years he's owned and operated, he's made 3 playoff appearances. Twice they got swept. Once they took the Heat to 7 games in 2016, but they lost that. So he's 0-3 in his 3 playoff series, and he's 3-12 overall in the playoffs as the owner and operator.
Right.
And then, yes, he chose Kwame number 1 overall, but it wasn't a great draft to start with.
Right.
Tyson Chandler went second. Powell went third. That was
Right.
That would have been the pick, right? Took him a little while to get going in Memphis, but once Jerry West got a hold of him,
And paired it with Kobe.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And I don't know, had he, because Kobe was so much like Michael, I don't think it going to Kobe first would have been better. He did probably the ideal situation if you want to go to a superstar, probably LeBron. Because LeBron, if you listen to everybody say the way LeBron and Kobe's style of leadership is very different.
Yep.
One guy is crazy, you say, hey, okay, you're gonna be positive, and the other guy
Shannon always take a reason to start talking about LeBron James, man. Like, you need to get over this.
He's like, am I doing anything right? Now, I don't know what his practice habits was. I don't know what he did off the court. I can't speak to that because I wasn't there. But all I can say is this. At some point in time, a child can only take so much.
I got it. But when we're talking bus, let's talk about the 06 draft. Michael Jordan took 3rd overall. Adam Morrison.
Yeah.
You can look it up.
That's
I
a
said
bust.
before the draft. Can't play.
Can't play.
Okay, that's another one. But
He's 2nd overall.
he took him over Dame and Bradley Beal.
Wow.
Okay, let's go back to Kimba. He took Kimba over Clay and Kawhi.
Kemba wasn't a bad pick.
That took Cody Zeller over Giannis. No.
Ooh.
Noah Vonleh over Zach LaVine, probably not. And then Frank Kaminsky over Devin Bush. I'm sorry, Devin Booker.
Devin Booker,
Got
wow.
Pittsburgh Steelers on my mind.
Mike blind.
Over Devin Booker.
Mike straight up. Mike needs to hire some scouts. I'm available, Mike.
Joe Johnson went 10. Zach Randolph went 19th. And my guy Tony Parker went bottom of the first round.
Back then, people were still taking big. Every once in a while, you got an Allen Iverson Skip that you took number 1 overall as a guard.
Yeah.
But more times than not, then Skip, you was still, the guy was 6'11", 250, was agile, could run up and down the court.
I got him at 270. That's what he weighed coming out of high school.
Yeah. So still, I mean,
Wait.
it wasn't like
Wait.
between you chose him over Shaq.
Yeah.
Or you chose him over.
Wait. I gotta qualify. Hold on a second. So hold on. Listen, you heard that? So Kwame Brown, 6'11", 270 pounds. In high school, coming out of high school, 6'11", 270. You know he weighs more than that now. Who the heck is Matt Barnes really coming to fight? Who the heck is Matt Barnes really coming to fight? At 6'11", 270 when he's 17. Now he got grown man strength, grown man body. Who are you really coming to fight, brother? You might as well go tackle a small building and try to wrestle that to the ground. Listen, I'm getting off. Okay, you heard it from here first. The name of this show was called "Take Your Mouth Off That Man." Kwame Brown, the new internet sensation, the voice that you need to hear, the new czar of the telestrator. Forget about Stephen A. Smith. Forget about all these brothers running their podcasts. Gilbert, Matt Barnes, you guys are a thing of the past. It's Kwame. I want to press like. I want to press subscribe. YouTube, turn back on Kwame Brown. Free Kwame Brown. Turn him back on. We want to hear what Kwame's got to say. He's got the inside stuff. Call, that's who he needs, Ahmad Rashad. Call Ahmad Rashad and pair him up with Kwame Brown, because I'm here to let you know Kwame Brown got that inside stuff, and it's on fire. It's on fire. And every single person that Kwame Brown set to cancel, watch their career over the course of the next 6 months. Let's see what happens, because I feel Kwame Brown's about to burn down the broadcasting, sports broadcasting industry, period. Okay? If this guy stays motivated, people in trouble. The question is, he's made enough money not to be motivated for long, right? He's basically responded to the fact that people got his name and are saying wicked stuff about him, wicked stuff about his family, and the boy is burning their house down. And he got a right to do it. God bless him, okay? He got a right to do it. Some people, as Skip says, you don't throw stones if you live in a glass house. But I tell you right now, I got a better one. Let Sleeping Kwame's lie. Let him, let Sleeping Dogs lie. Let Sleeping Kwame. That man slept for 20 years, did not respond to nobody. And now you woke up a monster, and he ain't going back to sleep. You're better off just talking about something else. And he said it. He says he's going to make sure that you're not about to just be tearing down black men anymore in the media. And he said you ain't going to do it on his watch. And he's got some great turn to phrases, like he's got some great country kind of sayings. And I like listening to him. And I'm going to continue to listen to see what Kwame Brown got to say, because whew, like I said, Kwame Brown, uncensored, unscripted. What was the last part? Uncensored, unscripted. I said something else, but I can't remember. But that's what it should be. Kwame Brown, uncensored, unscripted, the Punisher. Boom. Talk to you later. I'm out.